Welcome, welcome one and all. Winter Wizard here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing the latest news and channel updates for WinterWizard7. Joining me today, whoever you are, and welcome to the WinterWizard7 channel update for January of the year 2021. Well, it's cold and lonely here in Winter Wizard's Frozen Fortress, but it is a beautiful frosty day out there, and I've got a nice cup of tea over here, Terran Gold, and I'm joined as always by my friend and co-host, Norwegian Troll, Dimmu, so this is going to be nice. So I've got a nice January channel update here for you today, and we're going to be talking about lots of different things, lots of exciting things to discuss and talk about, lots of exciting times ahead. So first of all, I'm going to be running through the different armies, the factions on the channel, give you a nice update on what's been going on with them, what they've been up to. After that, I'm going to be letting you know what you can expect to see next, or very soon indeed, on the channel, what's coming up next. And after that, we're also going to be discussing some 2021 goals for the year. So I'm not really calling these New Year's resolutions, but goals for the year. Things I'd like to achieve, or things I'd like to have completed or have had a go at by the end of the year. So I'm going to be talking about some of that with you as well. Like I said, loads of exciting things to discuss, loads of exciting times ahead, and I'm thrilled to be discussing that with you today. But before we get started, the very first thing I want to do is just say a big Happy New Year to you. And I sincerely hope that you enjoyed the festive season that just passed, and I sincerely hope that the year of 2021 brings you all the happiness, all the plastic, and all the cheer that you deserve. And also a very big thank you to all of those of you who have subscribed, who have left a like or a comment on the channel. That really means the world to me. Likes and comments, they really help the channel grow. They help push the videos. They're really appreciated. And all of those of you who have pressed the subscribe button, thank you so much. So once again, whoever you are, Happy New Year. So let's jump into this, and let's start by having a little look at all the different armies and factions on the channel. First of all, the first army, the Drowned Plague, the Death Guard. There they are. Not much to discuss with these again, sadly, but all I can say really is hugely excited, hugely anticipating the new Codex. Obviously, it was supposed to be here in December. It's been pushed back. It should be coming out this month at some point. I really can't wait for that. I'm going to be very interested to see how all the new rules affect the way that the army plays, how I like to use them in game. Will it inspire me to want to buy some new units, to bring some new tactics, or some new things into the army, whatever those might be. So the Drowned Plague, they've got their core foundation of content on the channel. They've got their faction focus and lore story video. They've got their painting series, conversion series, showcases, and they've got some featured battle reports for you to watch as well. But a new kind of content that I want to create is going to be army list and tactica videos. And it'll start with the Drowned Plague. I've been holding off, waiting for the new Codex and to tackle this kind of content, and we'll do it with the Drowned Plague first. So, army list and tactica videos, what are they going to be? Either a 2,000 point or a 1,000 points of strike force or incursion army size list. I'm going to write the list, put it together, and I'm going to be discussing the build of the units, or the weapon choices and loadouts. I'm going to be talking about traits and relics, psychic powers, stratagems. I'm going to be talking about how the sort of theme of the army is reflected in the playstyle and how they wage war on the tabletop. And I'll bring all the units out and I'll show you what it looks like all together. So it's going to be a really nice, really sort of in-depth look at how the Drowned Plague wages war in game. And it's going to be an opportunity for you to also leave your own comments. I'm going to invite you to leave your comments. So if you've got any thoughts, any critiques or suggestions, leave it all in the comments below. And it's going to be an opportunity for you to potentially have an impact on the way the Drowned Plague wages war. If I like the idea, if it inspires me, I'll let you know, and you can have an impact on how my armies play in game. So that's all very exciting. But other than that, nothing new to discuss about the Drowned Plague. Just holding fire with them and waiting for that codex so I can have a go at refreshing the army and having a crack at a new kind of content for you as well. So that's the Drowned Plague. So moving on now, we're going to take a look at the second army. ForgePhobos, the Cult of Fear, the Adeptus Mechanicus. So ForgePhobos have been the focus on the channel. They've been in the spotlight recently. We've been working hard to build up that core foundation of content for them. That includes the faction focus lore video, the showcase videos, the painting series, the conversion series, and some featured battle reports for you to see as well. So I'm very pleased to say that core content of work is now finished. So there is a nice body of content for you to go and check out there on the channel, and that doesn't mean we're not going to see more content from the Adeptus Mechanicus from ForgePhobos here. We absolutely will, but I've just been trying to build up a nice strong foundation of content for each of the factions, sort of catch up with myself, get that done. And then after I've done that and I've caught up and all the factions have got that together, then I'll be able to move on and expand the content and add to it here and there as well. So that's not all from ForgePhobos, but just for now their core foundation is finished. So in these updates I like to show you what the latest thing I've been working on for the army is, and well, in the case of ForgePhobos that'd be the Archmagos Belisarius Call himself. There he is. So we painted Belisarius up in the painting series, the Painting ForgePhobos series. My approach to doing these painting series is, what I like to do is I like to take a really cool model, one that's got lots of variety, lots of features to it, one that's a really good representation of all the different aspects of and features that are in the army, to give you a rundown of all the different aspects of painting the color scheme. So I'll break the series down into multiple episodes, each one focusing in on a different aspect. And if you watch the whole series from start to finish, you'll also get to see a really cool, really unique sculpt from Games Workshop, painted entirely from start to finish as well. And so here's Belisarius. That was the painting series for Painting ForgePhobos. And here he is, he's all finished now. And it's an absolutely stunning model. I really enjoyed painting him. I'll zoom in, I'll give you a look at him. There he is then, yes, so absolutely stunning model. Really enjoyed painting him. The thing I like about the painting series is it gives me an opportunity to paint a model that perhaps I've always looked at and thought that was really cool, but couldn't quite get it into the army. For example, Belisarius here, he's you have to play Mars in game if you use Belisarius, and I didn't want to use Mars. I used Styges for ForgePhobos. That's what they follow. So the painting series was a really good excuse to buy a beautiful model that I've always fancied having a go at painting, but I haven't done, just because there's no reason to put him in the army. So if you like what you see here, then please go and check out the painting series. And I'm personally really pleased with how he's come out. I think he looks wonderful. And, yeah. So that's the latest thing that I've been doing with the Adeptus Mechanicus. So that's the update for ForgePhobos, the Adeptus Mechanicus, and that's what's been going on with them. The only other thing really to say is that I'm extremely excited to, whenever it will be, to finally get hold of a 9th edition codex for Adeptus Mechanicus. I think this was always a really cool codex. I've always really enjoyed using it, but the way that the 9th edition codexes are looking, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with the Adeptus Mechanicus. I always loved this codex, but it did feel a little bit flat, a little quickly for me. So I'm really excited to see some really unique ways of playing the Mechanicus and how different people will make their armies. And I'm really excited to figure out how ForgePhobos are gonna be playing with the 9th edition codex. So whenever that will be, I must say I'm really excited about that. So that was ForgePhobos, and moving on, we'll take a look at the third army now, which would be the Frostpaws, the Space Wolves, Noble Sons of Russ. So lots to talk about with the Space Wolves, and very exciting times indeed for those. So as I mentioned, the Adeptus Mechanicus, they've had their spotlight on the channel, they've had their core foundation of content built up, and that is now finished, which means it is time to start the Space Wolves core foundation of content. So what am I working on with those? Well, first of all, the videos that take very much the most amount of effort and the most amount of time would be the faction focus and lore videos. So that'd be like the one for the Death Guard, the Sinking of Atlantis 4, and the Adeptus Mechanicus one, the Price of Acquisition. These are like audiobook style narrative short story videos, and they've got music and dramatics and stuff, and I get to do voices and things. What they're designed to be is they're designed to be your introduction to the army. They're designed to be the first thing that you get to see of the army, and it tells you a story, and the story will give you a really strong insight of who they are, what they're about, what they're like. You'll get to meet some of the characters, and at the end there's like a little faction focus rundown at the end, which sort of gives you sort of like a statistical, you know, a rundown who they are, who's the warlords, where they're from, my favourite units, and a bit about the colour scheme and things like that. And also in there will be some showcase videos. I'll put a load of units out, take some nice photos of them, some thematic sort of photos, and that's the faction focused lore video. So currently I have been working on the faction focused lore video for the Frostpaws. I have a title for it already. I've already started writing it, sort of getting some ideas for what I want it to be about, what I want the various characters to sound like, who I want to introduce you to. But it is taking a while. It's taking a while. They do take a tremendous amount of work. So sometime in January or February for sure, I'll be getting that video out. It absolutely makes sense to release it during the heart of winter. I'm not sure exactly what date it will be out yet, but when I do release it, there'll be a week's notice in advance. What I'll be doing, I'll be premiering the video on YouTube Live like I do with the other ones. So it'll probably be at 9 o'clock in the evening on a particular day, and that I really enjoy doing that. It gives an opportunity for you for a few of us to get together, watch the video, be read a nice little bedtime story together at the same time. I'll be there in the comments section on the live chat, saying hello, chatting along. So if you want to ask me anything, or if you want to just say hi, that would be hugely appreciated. So I'll be premiering that at some point this winter. So we've got that to look forward to, and I've got my collection of Space Wolves is quite large now. I'm almost at 2,000 points, so I've got lots of different units to be making showcase paint and reference videos for you with. So those are like the multi-angled, high-detailed photographic close-ups of all the different units to give you a really good look at those. I've got a couple of conversion tutorial videos planned for you. One of those including something I've talked about at length already, and that's going to be I've got a Lucas the Trickster model here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn him into a wolf priest. So I'll be putting a video together, going through me sort of the thinking process and figuring out how to do this, and showing you the finished result as well. Giving Lucas here a Crozius, and swapping his arm around and all that sort of stuff. So a Lucas the Trickster wolf priest. So we've got some conversion videos we can be getting on with, and also the Frostpaws, they'll need a painting series as well. So we've had Painting the Drowned Plague, we've had Painting ForgePhobos, we're going to need Painting the Frostpaws. And like I said, how those series are structured, I'll be taking a really interesting, really cool sort of character model and breaking down. It'll be a multi-part series breaking down all the different aspects of painting the color scheme. And I'm thinking this one's probably going to end up being about 8 episodes long. Actually, there's loads to do with the Space Wolves, loads to paint on them. And so perhaps you're wondering, Winter Wizard, what model are you going to be painting? Well, I've got it with me here today, so I'm going to reveal what that is. It's going to be the Young King. That's right, Ragnar Blackmane. So in my army, I don't have any Primaris Marines in the army, and I very much wanted my Space Wolves army to be a firstborn only army, sticking true to the firstborn Marines and to the old sculpts. But like I said, the paint series is a really great opportunity for me to paint a model that I just think is really awesome and maybe doesn't have a place in the army. And that's exactly what we've got here. So, I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful model, a beautiful sculpt. And he's got everything on it here, so I'm going to be able to show you the power armor, I'm going to be able to show you sort of weaponry, skin, hair, skulls, teeth, ruins, gemstones, fur, leather, and the frosty bases that I do for the army as well. So there's loads of scope on this model. And it's a beautiful sculpt, nice and big, nice and chunky, sort of, so good visual for you. And yeah, really looking forward to painting this guy up. Really looking forward to that. So let me know what you think of the choice here in the comments below. What model would you have chosen? Or do you wholeheartedly agree that Ragnar Blackmane is perfect for the job? So that'll be painting the ForgePhobos. I'll be painting up Ragnar Blackmane here. But in addition to that, I'm going to be doing an additional painting series to painting the ForgePhobos as well. It's a series that I've been talking about. I've talked about since some of the earliest videos on the channel. I've been referring to it as painting winter war gear. So what does that mean? Well, basically, a lot of the weapons in the army, for example, with sort of a weather kind of feel. Frost weapons, lightning claws, thunder hammers, storm shields. So all these sort of weapons with a name of something sort of natural, weathery, with that kind of element to them. I like to paint them in a sort of unique way to sort of be a representation of that sort of weather features. So for example, lightning claws, I like to paint them like they've got bolts of lightning on them, or thunder hammers, sort of like a stormy sort of cloud with thunder flashing through. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but they're kind of sort of a unique sort of approach to painting those weapons to sort of represent the weather aspect that they're named from. So I'm going to be doing that in addition to painting the ForgePhobos. You'll have painting the ForgePhobos and then an additional painting series, a mini series, which will be probably 4 or 5 episodes long, which will be called, I'm thinking I'm going to call it Winter Weather Weaponry. So painting winter weather weaponry, and so that'll be an addition as well. So I've got that to be getting on with too. So loads of painting tutorials to come for the Space Wolves, more than the other 2 armies, in fact, and conversion stuff as well. So loads to be getting on with them. But as I like to, I'll also show you the latest thing I've been working on with the army as well. So, and that'll be these. So I've been putting myself together. I've only sort of just started painting them. I've been putting myself together a pack of long fangs. So I bought all the heavy weapons on the I bought all the heavy weapons on eBay. Got a couple of las cannons here, 2 missile launchers and 2 heavy bolters, and the pack leader here as well, which I'm really enjoying putting this guy together. Let me zoom in and show you this. So this will be the pack leader, and I've decided to turn him into a bit of a character, a bit of a feature. His name is going to be Odin the Red Axe, and he'll be the oldest wolf in the company of ForgePhobos. And he's I think he's really cool. How often can you give a model both a melter gun and a power axe? Fantastic. He's got a wee little horn here, and he's called the Red Axe because this axe, as you can see, is a Chaos Space Marine axe. So one of his deed name is going to be from when he was a blood claw or a grey hunter, or he would have got into combat with a Chaos Space Marine champion, and he would have bested him, and he would have thought to himself, that's a nice axe, I think I'll have that. And there we go. So he's been running around with this axe that he won. There's a bit of a trophy, and the sort of power element of the axe, unlike the rest of the Space Wolves, this is going to be sort of a red sort of power element. So that's why he's called Odin the Red Axe. And there he is. So I'm really enjoying putting these together, and really enjoying painting them. Some heavy bolters, las cannons, and the missile launchers. So there'll be the Longfangs, the veteran warriors, the veteran devastators of the ForgePhobos. And there we go. So loads of exciting stuff to look forward to if you're a fan of the Space Wolves, and we can expect to see all of that coming very soon indeed. So those are the armies, and that's the update for all of them, and now we're going to be talking about some goals for the year of 2021. So goals for the year, things I want to achieve, things I want to complete, things I'd like to have a go at, that sort of stuff. First thing that I'll mention, something that I've been meditating on a lot and giving a lot of thought to, is how to improve the video production quality that you see on the channel here. So I've been thinking about that a lot. I've made some steps already. I've bought a couple of some nice lights here to improve the lighting situation here in the Frozen Fortress. And that also means that I can film at any time of day as well. So I'm not always sort of chasing the sunset, trying to get the videos done before the sun goes down and the lighting changes. So I've got some nice lights now, so hopefully the lighting quality will be improved. Things like camera angles and how I'm showing you what I'm doing on camera. I'm talking specifically things like the painting tutorials and stuff like that. Trying to figure out the best way to show you what I'm doing with the camera angles. And speaking of painting, I want to tidy up and smarten up the painting desk, the conversion desk, make that sort of a bit more of a pleasant feature to look at whilst we're working. I want to tidy that up and smarten that up for you as well. Adjustments to the format of some of the content that I'm doing already, things such as maybe adding a little bit of music into the showcase videos, I like to do the codex flick-throughs during these channel updates, but now I'm thinking to keep it separate, keep that a bit more focused, just do a video of me flicking through the book. It doesn't need to be in with the channel update as well. So in general, we're talking about just smartening things up, making things crisper, cleaner, making the quality nicer, the lighting better, keeping the content itself a little more focused, and that's what I've been meditating on. So you should see some of that going on this year. And I really invite you right here to put in your comments below if you've got any suggestions, any tips or ideas for improvement, or things that could maybe be done differently. Please put them down in there. I'm really interested to hear. This channel is for you after all. So you are the viewers, and I want to know what you think. So that's an overall quality improvement of the videos. I'm also thinking about doing something like making it a trailer for the channel. So when you log on to YouTube, if you're a new subscriber, there's a nice little trailer just to give you a very sort of brief intro, tell you what the channel's about, what sort of things you can expect to find on it. So perhaps a nice sort of trailer video for the channel. So I've been thinking about that. I may try and tackle that this year as well. So those are some overall goals based on improvement. What else can we expect though? Well, so if you didn't already know that I sort of have a bit of a hobby code where I do one army a year, and that hobby year starts in March. That's when my birthday is. That's when I got back into the hobby in 2018. That's when I started the Drowned Plague and Death Guard army, and I did a year of that, and then I started the Admech. Then I did a year of that and started the Space Wolves. And obviously that doesn't mean that I don't go back and alter and add and continue collecting parts of the faction. It just means that I start a new one at the end of the year, and I try and get at least 2,000 points of said army done by the time it comes to start a new one. So that being said, March is not far away, only a couple of months, and that means that we are going to see a new army on the channel. There will be a fourth army. A new faction is coming to WinterWizard7. And I can confirm that I have in fact made a decision on what that army is going to be. I have decided. So unless something catastrophic changes over the next couple of months, then I am set on this army, and that is what we will be seeing. And I'm not going to tell you any more than that. I won't tell you who it is. The only thing that I will say, because I have already said it before, is that the army is a Xenos faction. So WinterWizard7 will see its first Xenos faction. So I'm hugely excited about that. I've got loads of ideas with what I want to do with the army. Backstory, colour scheme, play style. I'm really excited to share all of that with you, but I'll say no more on the matter for now. I'll do a couple of little updates, like trailers for it, sometime in February, and then on March the 1st, I'm sure that I'll be premiering a video where I will announce the army, and I'll and I'll talk about the army then. But so, look out for March, a new army, a Xenos army, coming to WinterWizard7. Which leads me to my next goal, which I shouldn't be too difficult at all, as long as I can work hard and crack on with stuff. That should be 4 armies on the channel, all with their own core foundation of content complete. So that'll be the faction focused lore videos, showcases, painting, conversions, army development as well now, and featured battle report, like a guest battle report for you to see as well. So by the end of 2021, I'd like to have 4 armies, all with a nice big chunk of content, all complete for them. So speaking of the content on the channel, that leads me to my next point of discussion, which is that I've decided I would like to produce WinterWizard7's own battle reports. So, battle reports. So let's talk about this. So battle reports, and now I'm going to be frank here, I don't say this lightly. They take a lot of work, they take a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, but it's something that I've been thinking about. I would really like to have a go. I love watching battle reports, and I really feel like I would enjoy making them as well. But this is not something that I want to just rush into. I want the quality to be of a high standard for you. And more importantly, what I don't want to do is just rinse and repeat what countless other channels out there are already doing. There's a ton of channels out there making battle reports, a lot of them fantastic, and I have also discovered that they're all of a lot of them are of a similar style, perhaps. That's not a criticism. That's not me knocking the channel at all. But I have noticed a lot of similarities amongst a lot of the styles of filming, of producing, of said battle report channels. And so, if I'm going to make my own, then I can't just rinse and repeat what everybody else is already doing. I can't do that. That's not what I want to do. So the question is, and the thing that I've been thinking about and meditating upon is, why should you watch my reports? Why should you, with all the countless channels out there, why should you watch my reports over anybody else's? And that's the thing that I need to think about, and that's the thing that I need to work out. It needs to be in my own style. It needs to be in my own approach, and I need to bring something to the table which other people don't. So I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty ins and outs of all of this right now, but essentially I've been watching lots of different battle reports from lots of different channels, trying to work out what I like, what I dislike, how I personally would like to approach making them. But just off the cuff here, sort of my preferred style of battle report are more the narrative, story-driven sort of style ones. Lots of thematics, lots of cinematics. I really love that stuff. I'm not a tournament player at all. I'm not interested in that hyper-competitive sort of almost treating it like a sport style report gameplay at 40k. That's not my jam at all. If that is you, then awesome. But personally, that's not my style. So that's not really the sort of reports that you would see from me. But my brain is oozing with ideas, you see, of matchups and campaigns to do, narrative missions, and how to incorporate the sort of lore and story of the factions that I have into each other. And yeah, because I've been starting to do that. The factions, laws are intertwining, so to be able to actually represent that on the tabletop, tell stories, and maybe have a campaign where, you know, the campaign tells the story. You know, we don't know what's going to happen, and we let the games write the history of the armies. So I think that would be fantastic. So I'd be really excited to get some of my comrades from big Bristol Independent Gaming onto YouTube as well. I've got some wonderful friends with some beautiful armies, so I'd love to be able to get them in the spotlight and be able to show you what they do as well. There's some wonderful work that they put into their armies. And we could have some regulars on the channel, you know, we could have some regular faces, and that'd be awesome as well. I love that idea. So drop it in the comments below. What do you think of this? What do you think of WinterWizard7 battle reports? Do you like the idea of that? What kind of battle reports would you like to see? What sort of points levels? 2,000 points, 1,000 points? Do you want narrative? Do you want match play? What sort of filming style do you like with your battle reports? Let me know everything down in the comments below. So if it can get to the end of 2021 and I would have had and I've given a good effort at making my first ever battle report, I would consider that a goal ticked. But I don't say this lightly at all. There's a lot of work that's going to have to go into it, a lot of logistics as well. It's not something that I want to rush. I want the first one to be of a high quality for you. And the last little thing to mention, something to look forward to perhaps, if all being well, and if you can still go ahead, we've got some exciting collaborations planned with some other YouTubers. So I can't say any more about it for now, but something to keep a lookout for sure. But there we have it then. I think I've rambled on long enough, so we're going to wrap up this channel update. Look out for Space Wolves content incoming. Got a faction focus and lore story video coming soon. Showcase videos, painting tutorials, conversion work as well. The new Death Guard Codex coming soon, and I'm going to be making a video, my first impressions, sort of a flick through video of the Codex, and let you know what I think of that. And following that, we'll see a new kind of content, army development, list and tactica videos. First for the Death Guard, and then for all the factions following that. A new army will be breaking onto the channel in March, a Xenos faction, so do keep a lookout for some more updates on them. A general improvement in production quality, perhaps a channel trailer, and if Grandfather Nurgle decides to stop caressing the planet with his velvety claw, we may even get to see WinterWizard7 own battle reports begin. All of that and some exciting collaborations with other YouTubers perhaps to come as well. If you've enjoyed the update today, if you enjoy my work, then a like and a comment would be very, very much appreciated. And if you'd like to see more of what goes on here inside the Frozen Fortress, then perhaps you'll also consider becoming a subscriber. And once again, whoever you are, thank you very, very much for joining me today. I'm Winter Wizard, that's Dimmu, and for now, keep it frosty.